So we're going to start. Hi, this is Natalie. Natalie is a lovely lady that I have the pleasure of working with. And thank you, Natalie, for not only sharing your story for a minute with us, but I just want to really recognize you for, I think your bravery is what comes to mind, because I remember our first call and how just really at your wit's end. I felt like that's the feeling I was getting along over the phone, and a mom with a lot of kids who's just not feeling well and really struggling getting through your day. And that's hard to navigate. And you just strike me as brave and unwilling to give into that. So I just want to acknowledge you for that. And I would love if you would share your story.
Thanks, Linda.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super grateful to have found you. I think there's a lot of people out there willing to help, but I don't think that everyone is a good fit always for us. And I was like really intrigued by this lady in New Jersey who had very similar story to me. And it was eerily similar. Especially what caught me was you said you were tired and you wanted to participate in a lot of the things that you were wanting to do with your kids and you weren't able to. And then just a lot of the symptoms were the same. And it just really resonated with me. I felt like I needed to find out more about you and the program that you were offering. And I'm a very skeptical person. I've been through a lot of doctors. I've learned over the years to be a very open-minded skeptic about health and my own health personally, and listening to intuitively to what people say to me, but also taking what's still best for me. Yeah. So it wasn't something that I took lightheartedly at all. And you know that. I told you that. I said, I don't sell me on something because I don't want to be sold something. So tell me how you can help me with my health. So it just was a good fit. I didn't feel like you were pressuring me, but at the same time, I appreciated that you were like, answer when I pick up, and I want to help you, but this has got to be like a team effort, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I loved that you were also very, you know, this is what you do, and you've taken your time in your life to try to help people, but so you want them to take charge of their health along with you. So I appreciate that. And along the way, I started out with, I think the things that were really frustrating me were I was having really bad like headaches a lot and numbness. And that was really disconcerting to me because nobody could figure that out. And they would just be like, I don't know, you know, try this or try that. And it was really scary to me because it felt like something was really wrong. So I actually had a CT scan done and I had a few things done to rule bigger things out. And then I was kind of left with like, you know, maybe work on your diet. But it was like a very like scary place for me to be because I didn't know really where to turn. Yeah. And so I feel like in those days, it was the end of May, I know, because I contacted you and just kind of like, it was like a last ditch resort, I felt like. And then, but now it's, you know, almost 2 months later and I do not have those headaches and I do not have that flushing. Oh, and it's so good. Yeah. So good.
We haven't talked about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we haven't talked about that in a while.
Oh, you didn't know that.
I remember you like really panicking now that you brought it up, and I had forgotten about that. And I'm glad to hear you don't have it anymore. I actually didn't even really realize that.
Nope.
Awesome.
So, you know, it's not perfect. This journey is definitely a bumpy road for me and for everyone. And so to expect it to be like, and 2 weeks later, I feel amazing has not been my story. But it has gotten exponentially better. And I feel a lot of hope when I work with you. And I feel like there's always something that we can try. And there's always something that there's can be explored, you know? And so I appreciated working with you, that I always felt like you were a phone call away. And I really felt like you meant that. Like, yeah. One night I had this horrible like gallbladder attack, and I think I was texting you at like 4 a.m. my time. You probably don't want people to know this, and you were right back with me at like 6 or 6:30 your time, and you were out in your garden and were like, oh my gosh, let's talk about this. And can you talk right now? You know, it was just so nice to feel like I had like a support team on my husband was like, who are you texting right now? I'm like, my friend Linda. So,
yeah, really, Jay from State Farm.
Yeah, right. Anyway, So we are still working together, and maybe for, a few more months or so. I feel like I'm very much still working through things with my gut. It's definitely been way more complex than I guess I hoped it would be. But like you always say, this is a sprint, not a marathon. No, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And we are just, it took a long time to get here, which is true. It's taken years for me to get here, and maybe a little bit longer than I'd hoped to get through it. But I feel a lot of hope, and you've helped me way more than I have had help with other medical professionals. And I knew this is the route I needed to take because of your own experience. I think that played a lot into it. You've been through it. And the testing that was done was super helpful, very, very in-depth. I mean, I had another medical professional look at it, and she started printing it. And I'm like, you don't want to do that. It's 130 pages. And so anyway, it's just been good to work with you, and I really appreciate it. And I hope that it still continues. I really appreciate all your help.
Thank you. I appreciate, and I'm honored that you chose me. I am often somebody's last ditch effort. Like that's sometimes where people get to, because they go the whole route of doctors, multiple doctors, whether it's a GI doctor and then a neurologist for headaches, and maybe a skin doctor or a thyroid doctor. So there's multiple pathways that people might go, and then when it's finally like whatever. So I think hopefully that's changing, but it's okay. I'll be someone's last ditch person as long as the buck stops here and we figure it out. I certainly don't know everything, but I have good resources, and I'll go as far as I can to find out the answer. So I'm glad that it's been a great fit for you, and I just appreciate and I'm honored to be on your team, Natalie.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yep. Thank you for your time, and have a great rest of your day before the kids come back tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.